Greetings everyone and welcome back into the Forest of Doom. We're doing pretty good progress now, days I think. And we are on the river. A river which we're gonna cross differently than last time. Gradually the grass around you becomes shorter as the ground gently starts to rise. Ahead you can hear the sound of flowing water. Soon you reach the bank of a slow flowing river. The river is very shallow and stepping stone across it from the far bank where the path continues north into the distance. Well, I think getting wade through the shallow water, I bet you crossing the stepping stones is probably luck challenge. I think this is just too tricky. I think something will happen. Let's see. You step carefully along the slippery stones to the other side of the river. You see that the path continues north into the hills, but as it's gently dark, you decide to make a camp for the night under a large solitary tree to the right of the path. You build a large fire and settle down to sleep with your sword by your side. You have been asleep for about an hour when the soft noise fluttering wings wakes you up. You sit up and grab your sword, and the light of the full moon you see the large shapes flying towards you. They look like a large bats, but as they swoop in close you see the unmistakable fangs of vampire bats. Do you possess any garlic bats? Yes, we do. You reach quickly into your backpack and pull out the garlic bats. The vampire bats close in on you, but were away at the last second. Screeching loudly, they hover above you, eager to drink your blood. But the garlic keeps them at bay. Eventually they fly off in search of some other prey. Leaving the garlic by your side, you settle down to sleep again. In the morning, you collect your belongings and head north along the path. The ground is quite steep as the path winds its way to the hills. By the time you reach the top, the sun is quite hot. All around in the distance you see the green circle of the darkwood forest. Mist still hangs in the tall grass behind you, but ahead you see a valley floor better than sunlight. All is quiet. As you start down the far side of the hill, you see a junction in the path. You may continue north down the hill. You may head west along the new branch. So we want to go west and then north, and see what awaits us there. The path leads a long ridge of the hill and ends at another junction. You see that the way south leads back to the river, so you decide to head north again. The path runs through a narrow gorge between two hills. You feel vulnerable and draw your sword expecting to be ambushed at any moment. Unfortunately, because you are concentrating on watching the sides of the gorge, you do not see a small patch of leaves and branches on the path ahead. Your foot goes right through the thin covering of a trap and you plunge your meters to the bottom of a rocky pit. To add to your misfortune, a wooden stake with a sharp tip points out of the center of the pit. Oh, lucky. You manage to avoid landing on the wooden stake but fall heavily to the floor, losing 2 stamina points in the process. Do you possess a boots of leaping? Indeed. The pit is circular, with smooth sides, and you are awake from your fall. You reach into your backpack and pull out a brown leather boots. They are very light on your feet. You crouch down, and in one mighty leap you are out of the pit. You dust yourself down and continue your walk north down the gorge. Continuing down to the gorge, you see the handle of a sword sticking out from a large rock by the side of the path. If you wish to try and pull the sword free from the rock, or if you wish to continue walking down the gorge, a challenge! You take hold of a sword and place your foot against the rock. If the number rolled is equal to or less than your current skill, the sword slowly slides out of the rock. So it needs to be equal or less than my skill. And it is. The sword is magnificent and was obviously made by a master craftsman. It feels powerful in your hand and you gain 2 points on top of your current skill score when using your enchanted sword. Cutting your new weapon through the air, you set off north, down to the George. Do I even read the George right? Isn't George like a name? Gorge. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know. Between the hills you see the flat green valley floor stretching out ahead and beyond. Sinister wall of trees. Darkwood forest. To the other side of the trees lies Stonebridge, your journey's end, arriving on the valley floor. The path ends at the junction. If you want to head west or if you want to head east. Okay. Now the question is, which way are we going? I think we should go left. And have this one just done. Yeah, that sounds good for me. The path makes a sudden turn to the right and heads north across the valley floor. To the left of the path you see a large pond with a small wooden hut with a thatched roof by its edge. If you want to investigate the hut, or if you wish to ignore the hut and continue, of course we're gonna investigate the hut. You walk around the front of the hut and see a large blue vase on a small porch. There is nobody about. You're about to open the door of the hut, but there is nobody inside. The hut is also devoid of any furniture or objects. You walk outside again and inspect the blue vase. You look inside, but despite the sunlight, are unable to see beyond the rim. The vase is filled with an eerie blackness. You shake it and hear a rattling sound. You may drop the vase on the ground or put your hand inside the vase. Haha, okay game. I see what you're doing. I'm not fisting no ways, okay? We're gonna drop the living shit out of it on the floor. The vase drops to the ground but does not break, although cracks appear all over it. You begin to feel a vibration and then you notice cracks appearing all over the porch and the side of the hut. The vibrations become stronger, your whole body starts to tremble and your head feels as if it is about to explode. You lose 2 stamina points. Oh my god. We should fist the vase. God damn it. Do you possess a potion of stillness? Yes. You reach quickly into your backpack and put a small cork bottle containing the potion. You gulp down the liquid. Calm spreads through your body despite the chaos all around you. Suddenly the hut collapses and crashes to ground. You decide it is a time to get out of this place and run back to the path to head north. You gain a 1 luck point. As you walk across the valley, you see the dark green wall of Darkwood Forest looming up before you. The path leads directly into the thick underground and soon you are walking between tall dark trees and thorny bushes. It is dark and quiet. The path forks. Pretty good progress on this one. I think here the only way is to go all the way to the east. What is this? The path forces you its way through the general trees and thorny bushes. You hear growling above you and look up to see a creature which appears to be half cat and half girl, lying on a branch over the path. It has short black shiny fur like a panther, but there are paws and the end of its arms and legs with sharp claws. Its face has human features with slanted eyes and long teeth. It looks as if it is about to pounce. If you wish to draw your sword and fight the cat woman, or if you wish to run quickly ahead, you will lose 1 luck point. I just get it though. I wish to Fight the Catwoman. I am not afraid of Catwoman. Even though I probably should. The Catwoman growls and snarls before leaping down from the tree to attack you. You step back and prepare to fight. Okay, that will be easy one. Why the game wants me to run away? Maybe on hardcore difficulty this is a really bad fight. The Catwoman growls and snarls before leaping down from the tree to attack you. And we win! The ears of the Catwoman are pierced by 2 gold studs. They are worth 5 gold pieces each, and you put them in your backpack. You set off east along the twisting path. You arrive at another junction in the path. Ignoring the way south, you continue east. Ooh, a dwarf. Unexpected. Walking along the path, you see a small man wearing an iron helmet and a chainmail coat sitting on a log by the side of the path. He's a dwarf, and he does not look very pleased to see you. He indeed looks quite grumpy. Quite grumpy. Will you try to start a conversation with him? Or draw your sword and attack him? Push him off the log and run east along the path? Wow! Why that is an option? That's a awful thing to do. I think we can try to start conversation. I mean, we want to help the dudes. Why wouldn't we? You ask the dwarf if he comes from the stone bridge. He glares at you and jumps to his feet, grabbing his axe. He tells you that he hates the dwarves of the stone bridge, and that he is searching Darkwood Forest for Gilbran Warhammer, to take it back to his village, Mirewater in the west. He tells you that his name is Trumbull, and that his favorite eagle has been lost while attempting to seize Gilbran Warhammer. You realize that you are talking to an enemy of Stonebridge. You lose 1 luck point. Luck point. What's with the look? What the fuck is look? Lucky look. Look. Look at the... Oh, fuck me. If you wish to attack Trumbull, or if you wish to tell him that you are unable to help him, bid him farewell and continue east. Okay, we talk to enemies, so I have a feeling like we should whoop his bum. That's what we shall do. He might have some loot. The dwarf is hardy old-fingered and swings his axe with a great skill. You ain't have nothing to me, man. Your skill is 8. Please. There's no chance I losing this fight. You rummage through the dwarf's backpack and find an interesting piece of painted canvas, as well as a corked bottle containing a clear liquid. Huh. That's a good loot, I guess, I suppose. But I think this is about time for this episode, which worries me slightly. Actually, no, we still have checked this area, and still have to check this area. And thing is, I don't really remember where we found the hammer last time, because I don't see it in my inventory. I might check it before I start another episode to ensure. Yeah. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you did, and the comment section is down below. We're gonna see you with more of the Forest of Doom next Friday. Farewell.